Hello, and I thought I'd do a couple of beer reviews just to catch up with what I've been doing. I've got two of my beers here. This one is a single hop Nelson Sauvin ale, and this one is an American IPA made with Citra and Simcoe hops. This is just about, I think this will be the last glass I get out of the pressure barrel actually of the Nelson Sauvin, and I was quite keen to try it because the name, as you probably know, comes from Sauvignon Blanc, so because that wine has a gooseberry-ish flavour, these hops allegedly have a gooseberry sort of aroma. This is a simple recipe, pale malt and carapils. It's out of my favourite brewing book, Greg Hughes again. I'll put the recipe up for you later. And let's have a taste. Well, the Nelson Sauvin certainly have a very distinctive aroma and flavour. It's one of those things a bit like flavoured crisps. You know, if you tell someone what the flavour is before they try it, and they think that that's what it is. But I've experimented with that. If you give this to people and say, does that smell of gooseberries? They go, oh, it does. If you give that to someone and say, what does it smell of? They go, it smells really nice, but I can't put my finger on it. So you'll have to try it, see what you think. I really like it. The beer itself, slightly sweet, malty. What did it come in at? About 5%, I think. 5.38%. So they started out at 1054 and ended up at 12. I'm struggling a bit to get really dry, fresh beers. My beers always seem to stop at about 12. So I'm experimenting with different mash profiles, different yeasts, see if I can get that down. To brew a bit of a lighter, fresher beer. But I like this so much that I've brewed it again. Same grain bill, but I've bumped up the IBU. The IBU of this is about 40 according to the recipe. And I think for this weight of beer, for my taste, I need it more bitter and hoppier. So I've added some Cascade to the recipe and bumped it up to IBU of 60, and that's just resting in secondary now, and then I'm going to keg it, so we'll see how that compares, although this will have all gone. This is an American IPA recipe. It's a bit heavier, so this has 6 kilograms of pale malt in it. The original gravity was about 56. And it also came down to 12. Strange thing about this one was, even though these are within a couple of points of specific gravity, exactly the same yeast, exactly the same conditions, so this is Y yeast 1056 American Pale Ale. This one took 3 weeks in primary. And the one that I just brewed again with the same yeast also has taken 3 weeks in primary. When it gets there, it's just like really slow, and that's even in my brew fridge. But principal difference is the hops. And with the Citra in there, that's a typical citrusy, hoppy aroma. Both have been really popular with my friends and family. But again, quite malty, quite a sweet edge to it, and I think I would go bitterer if I were brewing that again. So I'm gradually finding the sort of IBU and sweetness ratio that I like. About a busy brewing weekend. I've just brewed 2 more palish beers, going a bit lighter. They're in the 4%. They're in the brew fridge now, so I'll update you on those. I'm just stocking up for Christmas. What else have I been up to since we last spoke? So that's another Nelson Sauvin's ale that's in the secondary now, and I'm going to put that in my new keg system. I've brewed a cherry lambic. Found a tree with lots of cherries on it, so I'll tell you about that when I sample it later, nearer to Christmas. And I've been using the new gadgets for the Grainfather as well. So this is the new filter. I've had no problems really with flow on my Grainfather, but as is a new one, I thought I would try it. So put it in. At first, when I was mashing, I thought I had a faster flow actually. but after I'd finished, I tested it, the flow rate with just plain water, and there's no difference really in the straight flow rate on plain water between this and the standard filter. Perhaps I've done it because some people were complaining that they were getting flow problems when they use pellet hops. I've only ever used leaf hops and I've had no problems. I've left the collar on inside the Grainfather so I can switch backwards and forwards, and the jury's out a bit for me on this. It's quite hard to clean because there's a rubber part inside there that it's hard to get past, so I found it a bit hard to clean. It's got this end that comes off. So there you are, your choice whether you lay out the money for it really. And this is the stopper that you put in the recirculation pipe to stop the grain going down. Does the job. I got one because I was ordering this. Piece of cling film works just as well, to be honest. So that's where I am. I'm going to do another video when I test the Imperial Stout that you saw me brewing. I've got Cherry Lambic up there in secondary that I'm going to bottle, and then I'll test and show you. And I've got the Christmas Ale that I did a video about last time. That's in secondary as well, resting up there. So that's 3. I'll do a triple beer review for you when we get near to Christmas. Happy brewing!